Hey everyone, today we have a pretty cool product we're going to be opening up. What I got right here is 1980s McDonald's land cookies. Full in the box. We're going to open it up and see if they still taste good after all these years. Alright everyone, I'm going to give you a close-up look at this product. So we bought this right here at an online auction. It is full in the box, unopened, from 1987. Making sure everything focuses in case anybody would like to pause and read it. Now, here's the thing. Here's the story behind the other one. So this, I actually paid more than this one at auction. And here's what is upsetting about it. I paid twice as much for this one here, which is from the 1970s. The description in the auction said that it was an unopened box, and it's an absolute lie as far as unopened, but it's half my fault, I must admit. The auction listing did say deep in the description that it is unopened but empty. Unopened is a lie. You can clearly see here that somebody opened it up. So we're going to open it up again. See this? Somebody re-glued it just so they could post it online as clickbait, thinking somebody like me would buy it. You know, they basically ripped me off. I paid nearly $50 for this paper box. And I bought this one at auction. There was no one bidding against me, so got that one for like $20, which is not bad. That price was still not bad. I have paid a lot more at auction for some of these items that we review, but I'm kind of pissed that this person did screw me over, and I think they were trying to do that. It did say in the description it was empty, so that is half my fault, but they worded it as unopened, which is a lie because they glued it shut. Now this right here was also pretty cool that the same seller that I bought this from also had this. What do you guys think? Should I open it up sometime, try to put new batteries in it, and see if it'll actually work? This is like a 20-year-old disposable camera. Yeah, it's over 20 years old. 2003. Do you think I could open this and replace the batteries? Or should I just leave it unopened on my shelf as a novelty? Believe it or not, they still sell these at many Walmart locations, disposable cameras, in case you forgot your phone, or if you're on vacation and you just broke your phone and don't want to buy another one. They still sell these at Walmart, and if you buy the 2-pack, they develop for free. But these days, Walmart no longer develops in the store. Most places no longer have a dark room where they develop in the store. So they got to send it off, and you got to pick it up at the store maybe a week later. Or I think Amazon now, you can even send it to them, and they'll send it back a week later too. But they will not give you the negatives anymore. They used to give you the negatives, which was cool in case you actually lost the picture. Maybe you could go through your archive and find the negatives, and they can make more of them. I thought this was a cool novelty. My dad used to carry these everywhere up until like 2010 when he finally bought a digital camera, which was like the biggest piece of junk even for those days. It was already old, the one he bought. It was very used. Let me show you. Here it is. Let's see if we can even figure out how old it is. I know this thing had such bad quality even compared to my first smartphone that only recorded in 480 pixels. This had such bad quality. He used to walk around with this thing, which had a very, very small SD card capacity. I don't know if it has a card in it. Oh yeah, I remember too. This thing used to eat batteries like crazy, and he didn't have the rechargeables. Yeah. So this is what he was using around, even up to 2016, I believe. He was making these very blurry slideshows. Yeah. This wasn't a very high quality camera, but it's all he could afford at the time. I think he got it at the Goodwill for $5. Alright, let's open this up as best we can. Good, it opened very nicely, and we're not going to glue it shut and rip someone off. So we're going to open it up. I've got a clear bag. This is a good sign. Sometimes the bag will come out of here yellow. It'll fall apart in your hands. Let's sniff inside the box. It smells a little musty, but you can't smell the cookies. See, inside the box. Look down there. It's nice and clean in there. No sign of bugs. If I hold it, it's holding air. It's still airtight. Look at that. Nothing's escaping. And we're going to open it up. And I'm going to taste test one. Ooh. They actually smell okay. And I'm going to spread these out so you can look at them. Some of them have the McDonald's characters on them. Well, some of them. So I'm going to say they went ahead and held up. They taste a little bit funky, but what I believe it is, I believe I'm tasting somebody's house. The musty, wherever this was, I'm tasting that. Because believe it or not, at my dad's house, he was a heavy smoker as a kid. And what I learned from that is the cigarette smoke, along with other smells, I'm sure, this does not taste like cigarettes to me. They actually kind of taste like soap to a degree, the aftertaste. They taste good, they taste vanilla, that's what they seem like, with a soap aftertaste. So believe it or not, certain smells, especially cigarettes, it will get through the plastic and make the food taste horrible. If you're in the house, if you're the smoker, and you eat this stuff, you're probably not going to notice it because it's in your environment. But I remember as a kid, I would take a bag of chips, which is Mylar. It was sitting in my dad's house for a bit. You bring it outside, eat it, you notice it. It gets into things. It'll even get through plastic bottles. The only thing it doesn't seem to get into is glass jars. Oh, but wait, it'll get through the rubber gasket. You know how I know? My dad gave me a little bottle of cologne he had in his house for 20 years, and he told me to maybe wear it in high school. People kept asking, why do you smell like cigarettes? It was the cologne. When the cologne wore off, it actually left a little bit of smoky smell, believe it or not. So yeah, cigarettes will get into everything, and supposedly third-hand smoke is even more dangerous. What that means is it's seeping back out of the walls, being exposed to sunlight, ultraviolet, somehow makes it different. Maybe you'll go ahead and look that up on YouTube. There's videos explaining exactly how third-hand can actually be more dangerous as it chemically changes because it leaves a residue on everything. Technically, you're supposed to strip a house down to the studs to get rid of the third-hand smoke. But these left it tastes like I just licked a bar of soap. I'm not going to eat any more, but we got Ronald McDonald there. Unfortunately, McDonald's got rid of him. It's kind of cool when you go to a franchise that refused to upgrade the building. You know, it'll still have the red roof going around it. It'll still have Ronald McDonald on the bench. A few of these around the United States still exist. The franchise owner just refuses to update the building, which is awesome. So up close, you can see we have a couple grimaces. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Is that a bush? I honestly don't know what that is, but there's a couple grimaces. I don't know who I may have ate. There's Ronald McDonald. I just had to look up his name because I forgot his name was Grimace. So I grabbed the wrong device because I realized I have to use my phone over here that's actually connected to data because internet's out. I had a tree fall on the power lines. The power didn't go out, but it was dangerous because it broke the neutral ground wire. So it's probably grounding through the house. That's what your rod in the ground is for. If you ever notice a cable coming out of your meter box, it was probably grounding through that, which allowed the lights to stay on. I'm not going to have internet for about a week because that's what they said until they come out. Then in the spring, I got to get one of my utility poles coming in the driveway replaced. They put it back up. The pole's strong enough. You can actually wiggle a little bit. They say it broke a few feet underground. They're not going to replace it until spring, which is a couple months away because of mud season. The truck coming in here, I don't know. I'd estimate it probably weighs maybe 24,000 pounds, that type of bucket truck. It wasn't a van, it was a big truck. It sunk into the driveway so deep. I was able to rake it out in about an hour, but because of that, they're not going to put a new pole in until spring. I'll have to call them back once I think it's good enough for them. But that's nice. The utility company got out here in an hour because they treated it as an emergency. The phone company, it's not an emergency, so gonna have to wait a week to get the internet back out here. But we're gonna go ahead and throw these into the bonfire because we chopped up that dead tree that was on the power lines, and we're gonna have a big bonfire tonight. It's almost dark. We're actually making maple syrup out here. We'll post this video at some point. People love to say that I repost videos, but in fact, I rarely ever do it. Every now and then I'll double post something, but not repost it. What I mean is, I'll post it on here, the food channel, and my main channel, which is Post 10. I also have my alternative channel called Post 10 Vlogs and Extras for things that I don't think are good enough to be on the main channels. So we're making maple syrup. Maple syrup. We got 16 buckets out here and nearly every single one is full. We tapped too many trees for my boiling capacity. So we're gonna boil nonstop for maybe the next week or two, put it in mason jars, disconnect all the trees, and unfortunately we cannot keep going at this capacity because we burn through a propane cylinder about every 8 hours and it just costs too much to keep on going. Did it for more of the fun. Usually I only tap a couple of trees, and from now on I'll probably only tap a couple of trees unless I can up my game a little bit. I saw on Craigslist, you make a cinder block square. They have this beautiful pan that goes over it. Turn a valve and it spills out into jars when it's made the maple syrup. Make a fire underneath it. I wanted to buy that thing so bad. It was $400, but I actually got to be very careful with money right now because I've been having a few health problems and it's uncertain what they might cost. So I'm trying to save as much as I possibly can until that surgery coming up in May. To be honest, I've been busy all day. Those couple crackers there, that's the only thing I've had all day. And I woke up at 7 in the morning and now it's 6:30 and starting to get dark. All right, we just gotta wait for this to burn a little bit and get a lot hotter. I lit the top of the pile that hasn't even got down into the pit yet. All right, only 10 minutes later, that burned down pretty well because it was mostly small stuff. All right, now I'm to the back side of the fire where the wind is blowing into it, so it's a little more bearable. There we go. I gotta back up a little bit and zoom into those. The fire is intense. Intense heat. Usually on this channel, when we burn old food, it's a box fire or something, but we actually had a big dead tree fall down, so this is a very hot log fire. Okay, those are very, very burnt now, almost unrecognizable. The ones up top here, barely burned. Oh, but they are on fire. Oh, the logs are collapsing and one just fell in. I'm standing like now 8 feet away from the fire and it's still hot on my arms. 10 times zoomed in, 3 times zoomed in. Down below, they're acting as an accelerant. They're actually on fire, and now they've charred down to just about unrecognizable. Okay, we gotta back off. That's very, very hot in there. All right, everyone. I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Can anybody see it? It's supposed to be an optical illusion shirt. You're supposed to be looking for the one black hole, or the hollow hole. One of the holes should be hollow. It's a bunch of white circles, but one of them is supposed to look like a hollow one, but it's supposed to move around where your eye can't catch it. Up close, they're all white dots, but from far away, it's supposed to be an optical illusion. I thought it was really cool, but the truth is, unless you tell someone what they're supposed to look for, they don't see it.